Welcome back. Buying a car, new or used, can be stressful. As with any big purchase, arming yourself with as much info as possible heading into the negotiation is critical. Our guest today, Zach Shefska, helps empower car buyers through his online platform, caredge.com, to make sure everyone gets as much car for their buck as possible. Zach, thanks so much for being with us today.
Hey, Steve, really appreciate it. Glad to be here.
Of course. All right. So give us the sense of the mood. You deal with car buyers, car dealers, new and used. There's obviously a lot of uncertainty right now with the tariffs. Will they, won't they, et cetera. What's the mood in the car biz as a whole right now?
Oh, man, it's a lot of uncertainty. Like you said, consumers are feeling the pinch already. We've seen new car prices already start to tick up just a little bit. The average advertised price for a new car is over $50,000. The last time it was up above $50,000 was December of last year. So we're already seeing a slight uptick in advertised prices, and the used car market is heating up really, really quickly. So on the consumer side, it's a lot of frustration. Like, hey, I can't already afford a vehicle, and now they're getting even more expensive. So that's kind of the consumer mood. On the dealer side, it's actually like a little bit, like when the pandemic started a couple of years ago. The expectation is that there's going to be less inventory, still demand, and it means dealers might be able to make a bit more money, just like they did at the beginning of the pandemic. So it's a lot of uncertainty. No one really knows what's going to happen next, but it seems like those are the dynamics at play, and not great news for consumers in all honesty.
Yeah, you know, it's pretty wild. It really has been a 5-year roller coaster. When you date back to the pandemic in 2020 and 2021, there were really no cars available, no new cars available because of the supply chain issues, and that continues to ripple through the market to this day. We've been talking, earlier this week, we spoke about how the fact that there were really not that many new cars 5 years ago means there's not that many low mileage, high quality used cars today, which is sort of leading to all sorts of issues as well.
I mean, the average age of a used car getting sold right now is 6.7 years old. So you go to a dealership, the average age of a used car in inventory is 6.7 years old. You might be thinking to yourself, okay, Zach, what does that matter? What do I care? Well, just 5 years ago, before the pandemic, it was 5.1 years old. And the average mileage on a used car today being sold on a dealership lot is over 70,000 miles. And when prices have gone up over those 5 years and the cars are older, they've got more miles, it doesn't really make much sense. And so, yeah, consumers right now, the area where they do have leverage is if they have a vehicle to trade in and sell. So that's kind of the bright spot in the market today is, if you've got a good quality used car, dealers are looking to get their hands all over them because the cars at the auctions are so expensive. And then obviously on the new car side, you put a 25% import tariff on things, the prices will eventually go up. And we've already seen some automakers restrict bringing inventory to the United States. They've said they're going to wait and see before they import more vehicles. Fortunately, the auto industry had built up a lot of new car demand, or a lot of new car supply, excuse me. Almost 3 million new cars were in inventory before the tariffs went into effect. So there's a lot of inventory on the ground. That's why Ford can do things like employee pricing for all. They had like a 4-month supply of inventory sitting around. So, there will be a ripple effect here. There are some ripple effects from what happened 5 years ago in the past. And that U word, uncertainty, continues to be the major theme.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And certainly, fundamentally, I do think people are sort of intimidated by buying a car. It's something you probably do once every 5 years, whereas the dealer's doing it every day. They know the ins and outs. That's something you certainly help educate people with. Walk us through the 3 biggest mistakes people need to avoid when they go to buy a car, either new or used.
Okay, new or used, and you don't want to make a mistake, keep these 3 things in mind. Do not just walk in there thinking about that monthly payment. You need to absolutely understand what's called the out-the-door price. So you go in and you say, hey, you know what, my budget's $399 a month. The dealer's going to find a way. You might have just signed up for a 96-month auto loan, but the dealer's going to find a way to get you there. So mistake number 1, focusing just on the payment and not on the out-the-door price. Mistake number 2, if you do have that trade-in, all you have to do is use some of these online resources to get cash offers. We have a resource back on our website. You can go to Carvana. You can do whatever you want. Go ahead and make sure you have some leverage on your trade-in if you have a trade-in. And then the final mistake that I would really caution and advise you not to make would be to get pre-approval for financing. That is one of the areas where the dealership makes the most money. And as a consumer, you can come in armed and equipped, get a pre-approval for your financing either through a credit union or your bank. And so that way, when you do finance or purchase your vehicle, you have some leverage there as well when the dealer says, hey, congratulations, we got you approved at 14.99%. You can say, oh, okay, I'll just go with my credit union that has me at 7.99 instead. Those 3 things, you do those 3 things, you're an awfully long way towards getting a good deal.
Makes sense to me, yeah. Arm yourself with info at all times, which we can help do with caredge.com. Zach Shefska, thanks so much for joining us. We appreciate it.
Appreciate you.